we should
spit on him.
I'm glad we got that in the stream.
Hawktua.
And we started Mutant Epoch episode. I don't fucking know because I'm a great game master. 16?
17?
No,
17.
it's really 17. It's actually 17, but it's posted as 16 because we have the missing episode.
Subscribe to our Patreon to see that it's not there.
Yeah, but no, Patreon. That is not happening. This will never be on Patreon.
You could.
No, I don't want anyone to ever pay for this.
We are loyal viewers.
I mean, again, this is
some.
We
6 of you.
Yep, we did. Yeah, we did the instructionals. I got through all the book stuff, and now this is me having insane fun and playing superhero adventure drama with a bunch of cool people on the internet. And last session, you guys had basically gone into a skirmish style Necromunda fight. Like, I restructured the way I was planning fights in Mutant Epoch, and I decided that, like, at mid-rank level, I'm going to start building these out like I would for a tabletop skirmish game. And in my brain, I was like, this might not work. And in some places, it didn't. For instance, elevations didn't work so well. That's something I have to kind of like figure out a better way to do. Probably by making the maps like a little bit larger, where you have the areas where you can see the elevations correlated to the left and the right. So I like have the main map in the middle, and then I have the right side on the right side a little bit further, and the left side a little bit further. So this way you're targeting, if you're like snapping a line, you'll be able to do it. I'm also considering ditching the grid as far as its visibility. You'd be using the measuring tool, like grabbing and stretching your guy out to that point. It'd still be 1 meter square, and you'd still be able to move based off that. So if I was, instance, taking this option right now and going into page details, so type grid off, save settings, it should still be at 1 meter if you were to grab a character and move them. So if you grab a character and drag, it should tell you exactly where that character is. So now you have a better, because again, some of you have like middle stepped movements, and now you'll actually be able to use those middle step movements instead of having to round down. So if you're a 5.5 or a 6.2 or whatever, you'll be able to actually, get that out. And
cool,
yeah. And I'll get rid of the grid on newer maps that I build. This makes it also so that like doors are a little bit easier to do. So you're not like having to stand on a grid square and not kind of like be in the door space or what have you. And aiming will be easier because it's not snapped to the middle of your square. You'll actually be able to snap it wherever the hell you want from your token. So for instance, I could take the I could have a lingering fade on a line here, and I can snap it corner to corner. Yeah, so he has a better idea of like where he's aiming at. And if you actually go over to the measure tool on the left-hand side, you can click on the fade delay and you can click linger. And what that does is if you click again in the space, so if I just let go, it'll hold on there. But if I click again, it disappears. And then me as the game master, anybody who has game master privileges, we can just hit the dumpster icon to remove it. So that'll make measurement a little bit easier. That'll be a future map because I don't plan on combat really this playthrough, but who knows? You guys might fuck off. You might kill something. So we gained our like load of experience from this last fight where we fought a horde of what it seems to be escapee Cal 64 or breakaway Cal 64 robots with a android commander. You guys did pretty well in this combat. I think Sancho, for the most part, was the only one that like had critical injuries.
Sancho's always good.
And Clappus took some injuries too. He got knocked out. from a
We
gas.
got healed, right? Did we get healed up?
Yeah, he got healed.
All right.
So
Let me
now,
fix my sheet.
the healing. This is the problem. Beans.
Yes.
You can't hide this one as well.
No, Sancho's good. He can help. The great Sanchini, he can heal people.
And Sancho is basically down for the count.
No, I'm good.
I've healed him. Yes.
Yeah, Clapis is an
He's
easier
not-
one.
Yeah.
His wounds aren't exterior.
Sancho's not worried about healing up right now. Like, all he's gonna do is lay in the back of that dune crawler, bandaged up, and let nature take its course for a little bit.
Pretty sure someone had to pack your guts back in.
Exactly. See,
Yeah.
he's good. It's
You
fine.
can get away with if you're doing an activity. Like, how would you handle this hiding?
Well, I have
That's kinda
medic.
hiding.
Not,
I mean,
not
I have
Sancho.
medic 3. Oh,
How would Beans do it?
That's like worst case scenario, like use the group as muscle to kind of like keep everybody away, just so that he can basically keep Sancho alive and pack all that shit back into him.
Mm.
You can do the wrappings after, but
I mean, they could go to the front of the vehicle to do this while Rocco makes the our Skalak companions help him load the robots up in the back.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So that's one way. Again, not just obfuscating what's happening. You're doing also like shifting attention to other things. Okay. So
Yeah, I mean, what do we pay these guys for?
Yeah.
We're not paying them, but you know.
yeah, stop loitering. Get around. Move.
besides, to alleviate for a large quantity of stuff, Sancho's just gonna start heat pulsing to like freaking melt the skin shut.
That's gonna do.
Big scars, man.
That's gonna do damage before it does healing.
Says you.
And Sancho can die of shock doing that.
Last
to
I
himself.
checked, Sancho's got a medic 3. He know more than you.
He's doing like a laser scalpel closure of his wounds.
Exactly. It's like my finger. I just run it across. It's fine.
They're
This is-
speaking just like, I have a medic 5. Please don't fucking do this.
This is the problem when the character is smarter than the person. I'm just fucking with All right. So again, we have some plausible deniability of like what's happening, and we're gonna drag the vehicle forward. The cacophony of noise always drags attention in the Great Wastes. Everybody wants to see what that was because you never know what's gonna be left behind. You have looters and scavengers that come around, and you guys have already salvaged what you could from the light and heavy combots, especially since a lot of them detonated and didn't leave a lot of usable scrap behind. You did get that commander, I believe. I think he's intact too.
His head's missing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta replace the head.
Yeah.
It should be fairly
Pretty
cheap.
much, yeah.
Just slap a new head on that body. I'm
I'm sure we can find some mutants with 2 that wouldn't mind losing 1.
I'm gonna take you and we'll move you all over to the Pitford map. Delete the existing characters that are there because we don't need them. You're coming in via the North Gate. So there's a little bit of fanfare as the team comes pulling in this massive dune crawler. As like guardsmen are coming forward to watch, people are like shouting and cheering as it's the heave ho in the last couple quarter mile into the fortification, like pulling this thing through the northern gate and getting it up and ready to be worked on. Thankfully, the core street is wide enough, but it does need to be cleared to allow room to get this like vehicle down towards the garage there. It's going to be like laid up and opened up and worked on. And the Skullox are celebrated, well, the half Skullox are celebrated by the people in the town as they look at this like technical wonder that they've brought in from the wastes. And especially with a very minimal loss of life. I mean, there were only 2 people were killed at this operation. And there's also rumors flying that like some of them have probably talked already, and there's already people talking about they got Kane. And so you hear that repeated over and over and over again. And Kane is secured inside the Sandcrawler. She is trussed up and blindfolded and gagged so that she can't like interact or say or do anything. And there is a substantial bounty out for her. So,
are we also running it across Pitford's mayor or other such political leader?
No, not this time. Yeah, she's in the vehicle.
No, I wanted to see if we were coming across him so that we could also point out that we took out that spider.
That'll be something I'll have to come up.
Yeah, the spider that had the name.
Didn't we bring like a trophy back to...
Yeah, you've got Eric Knox's head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that displayed?
I will have it on the top of the Doom Crawler.
Yeah. So that would also be something people would know. Now remember, Eric Knox it was a while ago that road got closed down. So a lot of the younger people don't even know what they like have heard of Eric Knox, but they would recognize her by sight. Whereas some of the older diggers, they're like, oh, we know what that thing is. Like I've lost family, team members to that spider. And they're like, whoo, they killed Eric Knox. That opens up a highway into the heart of the city, where a lot of areas haven't been easily accessible for a very long time. And so there is opportunities for salvage now of a whole district that, as far as the people of Pitford know, is relatively untouched.
Yep.
And
Got
so
rid
this,
of the shooter threat and the freaking spider threat. You're good.
So the Doom Crawlers brought back the Smokies. All of his boys offload from it. There are some of his men some of his boys that are still inside the shop, already kind of like running out to take over duties, unholster the horses and get everything ready to go. Smokey himself comes out, looking approvingly at the vehicle, and he's talking with one of his older sons, who's giving him like a quick rundown of what happened. And he nods and sends him on his way, and he waltzes up towards you. Like, okay. Well, you brought her back, and I only lost 2 of my boys. And what I hear, you did a damn good job trying to make sure that no more died. Especially an ambush, a robotic ambush. And you managed to bring a few of those back, too. Well, all's in all, suppose I owe you your pay. As he's looking at the vehicle. And if you throw in some of those robots, maybe a bit extra.
That's up to the group. Any thoughts?
Did we want to keep any of these things?
I'm looking at the nerds of our party.
Weren't the heavies mostly intact?
Yeah, they're on board still.
Yeah, they're intact for the most part. They didn't detonate.
Right.
Like, I think literally both of them just lost their heads.
Yep.
Basically,
Our concussed crow just knocked them out really well.
Yeah, Carol doesn't have a use for robots and doesn't really beans right now.
So it's up to you if you want to keep them or if we want to sell them to Smokey.
I mean, Ned does have robotic 6. If we could get scrap enough to fix them, we'd have, robot lackeys.
Yeah, you'd have a heavy combat.
Sounds like a good idea.
You want to keep one, sell the other?
Especially with the, super armor where small arms can't hurt it. I mean, that seems like a smart thing to keep.
So you want to keep that one, sell the other?
Well, they both have the heavy armor.
They both have that.
Both the heavies do. And I have one light that I that Thud salvaged.
We have the commander too, well, the body of the commander in twain.
I mean, I think Thud would be happy to throw in the light combat and say, sure.
So do we want to keep that android body, or do we want to sell that too?
I'd say we hold on to that.
Ned,
Okay.
with your robotics techs, you know that the the commander android has a relay control system, and so basically he has the software and hardware to control these other robots,
Okay.
and he can do it within line of sight. Like, unless he had other kind of bandwidth of capabilities, like antenna, a satellite connection system in order to like broadcast his control range, he's going to have to be within like a certain distance of it. So in that body somewhere is all of that hardware, and you're going to need that if you're going to directly control these robots.
All right. So yeah, he'll say we can't sell the android body. You either got to fix it or strip it out.
Okay, well, I will keep the droid and the heavies and sell the little one.
Okay, so Smokey looks it over. He's like, all right, well, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I will give you 8,500 all said and told.
Holy shit.
To the group or individual?
To the group.
Oh, shucks.
Not each. Yeah. 8,500. Says the dude crawler's going to need a lot of work, but she's in good condition. And so all of the bones are there to turn that into a mobile fortress. And so he thinks this is a great investment. He's more than willing to spend the cash on that. He says you got it out. And he's got the cash to spare. And for the robot, he can use the parts inside of it. He's got to replace a lot of the circuitry and control systems in that machine. And the robots have a lot of those circuitries already available.
Right.
I have a suggestion. What if we pay Smokey for the help of his sons and we keep the Doomcrawler?
I thought of that too, because, we need a vehicle, and here is a vehicle.
We have the technicians to repair this. It might just take a while.
Well, we need parts and such probably, but yeah. Ned's a pretty good technician, and I don't know what other people's tech skills are, but
There were those robots back over in the Pierce territory.
right.
We could,
Yeah. We wanted to go back there anyways. In fact, didn't we have kind of a mission to go back there from the two ladies at Overpass?
Eventually, yeah, we're gonna have to go back there.
or something. I can't quite.
Yeah, they wanted us to get one of those pods and bring it back.
Oh, yeah, we need the pod. Oh, wait, with this Doomcrawler, we probably could carry it, no problem.
Well, that's what we're saying. Yeah, we needed a way to get it, and this could be it, potentially.
Smokey, what are the odds that you'd be willing to let us take this off your hands?
Well, it's for sale. As soon as I can get it up and running again, this thing goes up on the block.
Let's say we try to find a way to bypass that block, maybe.
He takes a look at the Dune Crawler. One of the heavies in 3,000.
3,000, one of the heavies, huh?
I think that's
Look at the
fair.
others.
I think that's fair.
That sounds like a plan, good sir.
He spits on his hand and holds it out to you.
Now do the same. We have
Seal.
an accord.
So
We have an accord.
how much is that per person for the 3,000?
How many people do we have?
Django's just gonna throw 1,000 at him right there. Hey,
I might be able to do the same. Hold on.
consider my scratch a little bit heavier since I feel it was my fault I couldn't get your boys all the way home.
I actually don't have the money to spare.
Shake said, that's fine. I'll get my boys on this right away, start getting that motor up and running. Won't be able to have the delicate software controls. We'll keep it analog.
You need 1,000.
Yeah.
I throw in 500 at least. Roku can get spare 500.
So that's
Sancho
1,500.
throws in $1,000. There you go.
2,500.
Sancho ain't never spent any silver.
That'll throw in another 500.
Yeah, it's 3,000. So 3,000 silver is transferred over. A notary is brought over from the Last Stop Motel and he's writes up a bill of sale that is signed, and all parties seem to agree on it. And you're all required to leave your mark down at the bottom as joint owners of the vehicle.
Yeah.
I make my mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
So
Little smiley face.
Yeah.
Smokey says, give him about...
Ned has a very elaborate calligraphy signature that
That's very
puts
nice.
everyone else to shame.
Sits there with
I'll
like
pick
a
her a
digital quill. It's like, okay, cool. You're that one guy in the Declaration of Independence that just took up like a whole quarter of like the bottom of the
You
page.
know it.
John Hancock.
Yeah, the big old swirls underneath it. Well, I guess I'll just sign up in this tiny little corner here.
Just signed with Skullock blood.
Mine is an actual stamp using black tar.
I like that.
The bird skull.
This is all digital, and people are signing it with ink and blood on it.
No, it's a piece of paper.
That would be hilarious. It's just a freaking iPad with crap all over it now.
So the notary puts a stamp on it, signs it over, and hands you guys the title. And it comes with like a little bit of tax, which Smokey takes over, and he manages that on his end. And the vehicle is registered as being coming from Pitford. And it's interesting that they have a registration here. It's not just like park whatever vehicle you want. Like, no, this is a significant military vehicle, and so it's something that the halls of power within the area like want to know about.
Oh boy. Good.
Well, the vehicle, because you are in the town, can be requisitioned to help defend the town in a moment of emergency. And so it's really just them noting like what military assets are available. That's really all this titling is. So it'll be notated when you leave. So this way they know that you're not here as a military asset.
Sounds about right.
And Smokey's like, all right, this is going to take us about a week to get the motor that I already have up and running and get everything tied together. Now, this bad boy takes fuel. Like a lot. She's basically going to eat it. So you're going to have to load up on fuel before you start heading out. Now, she wasn't designed to take on biofuels. She was designed to have a tungsten radioactive core.
Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find a way to fabricate that, or even find something we could make do as a reactor.
Maybe maybe we would find a way to jury rig my recharging ability with that too.
Says the only place I know that recently has come into a radioactive power core is anyone who's got the old tread leg systems for cybernetics.
Yeah, we actually dropped off a pair not too long ago in this town.
Well, one of those isn't going to be enough to power the whole thing. You're going to need a few of them in series.
Maybe they got any kind of heads up on another source.
Shrugs is
That's all
possible.
we need.
Keep your keep your ear to the ground. Listen to what other people say at the different excavator bars, and see if any digs come up where that somebody has found an old reactor core, specifically one made for motorized vehicles or old tanks. The only other thing I can think of is to head into the old war zones to the west and, well, piss off an old AI tank.
Oh, I'm into that idea.
Tank battles.
It looks like we got a few options. Let's go ahead and cordon the area first before we try to head out of town.
Oh god, another goddamn quest.
So that's if you want. Again, I'll put this motor in for now so that you can at least move. Armor on this bad boy's thick, so you're not going to have to worry about small arms taking you out as you move from place to place, which means most of the pests and creatures that travel the areas between cities are going to be no contest to you. You mostly can just take the treads and roll over them. You might have to dig a skull out. Well, you might have to dig a warboard or two out of it.
That's fine.
We should go after those raiders that we had held up as an option and at least get stuff to salvage off them and sell.
That's a hell of an idea.
Hey, Smokey, while
Yeah.
you're working on it, make sure you take down a lot of the info, blueprint it out, so you can make another if it comes down to it.
No, his boys will be doing all of that. The problem is the manufacturing of the armor. That's something he can't reproduce.
Nah, but maybe you could luck out someday, you know what I mean?
Maybe if he can get a hold of armored steel that was made of this alloy and quality, and then he could affix it to a frame. But he can't produce this. This is no longer. They don't even know how they did it.
I understand you.
Ned volunteers to help do the work on it.
Yeah, if you want to help dive into the control systems and get that entire array up and running, that'd be best.
Yep.
And then maybe you can help with one of the heavies, since that seems to be your lane, anyways.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Sancho needs the heal, and the rest of you are kind of like free to move about. You have a prisoner with Kane. That is your prisoner. You could do with her whatever you want.
I was gonna ask, what are we gonna do with this one?
So
Roko's dragging her out, so she's not in the thing.
You have the 2 combat androids as well.
We have more?
Yeah, her companions were combat androids.
Yeah.
They're still alive?
No, they're dead.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
No, there's parts though.
You pulled them out. You killed them with melee weapons, and neither one of them blew up. They took a couple shots, but they're full body weight in robotic scrap.
Oh, Ned could probably use those.
Yeah. Eventually, I mean, I don't think he can do both projects, so he'll work on the crawler first and work on robots later.
she wasn't walking.
What are we gonna do with our cane?
Well, I think first thing we should do is get her up to snuff, and then we can interrogate.
Okay, where are we gonna keep her?
And the Doom Roller.
Let's see. What cybernetics does she have? Just the legs?
The legs.
All right.
She has some other subtler cybernetics, but you don't know exactly what they are.
Well, first thing
Brooke
I'm
says,
doing,
dibs on legs. Take her legs.
I think she still needs them.
No.
These legs will
Put
look
her
great
on a
on you.
little cartwheel around.
Yeah, just take the battery. She can't move.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, hell.
I'm gonna go ahead and start unscrewing the batteries out of it. No, I didn't.
I will argue in favor of thought. He would look great with these feminine legs.
Damn straight.
Roko's rubbing them.
Hey,
Ain't
my
there,
legs. Go rub them.
ain't there another person in town we can talk to about getting legs?
Well, the place where we sold the treads.
Well, there you go.
Tech Lord, yeah, we can go back.
Tech Lord.
hmm In the meantime, if you want, I'll keep an eye on her over at the...
Now, you know there is a bounty for protectors. And she is a protector, and she's a protector that a lot of people knew about.
Where would we collect on a bounty?
Freehold
maybe the Freehold
headquarters.
headquarters. I'll head to the North Wing one.
Tempting, but I agree with the bird. We should probably get info out of her first.
Absolute worst case scenario, it's not like they can't wait on receiving the bounty.
Yeah.
At least for me, anyways.
Bud's indifferent. Ned's
It'll give
already
us
doing
time.
techie stuff.
This will give us time to identify any other aspects of her.
So I just to make sure I'm on the right page. We kind of like forego our payment so we could get the
Right.
crawler. Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Roko's looking at his money. I'm gonna need money.
How much money you need?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm probably gonna go kill something for it. I just heard there's fighting pets here.
There are fighting pits.
Anyways,
Oh no, Mordecai's dead.
Poor Mordecai.
He is definitely dead. It has been way too long. That fight was like 6 days ago.
Oh shit! Right.
Well,
Mordecai's been thrown into a pit. He's like, oh god, no, what's gonna happen to me?
Maybe we should go back to Overpass to check on him eventually.
Eventually. Well, we got to go back that way if we're going to do that one mission to take out the raiders. Weren't they around Overpass?
I think you're right. Yeah.
God, I can't even remember what the name of them was.
Where's the place we were staying at while we were here? Was it the Bruin Vista Suites or was it the Last Stop Motel?
I thought it was the Dust Devil. No, that's a saloon.
Dust Devil was the saloon, and you guys were staying at. Doesn't really matter which one it was. You had already paid up.
I think it might have been Prospect Inn, actually.
You had paid up, and it was one of the nicer ones.
All right. I'm going to head over to the inn with her. See if you can find... on my way, though, I'd like to ask any of the guards if they happen to have a means for, like, telegraph or long-distance radio delivery to Overpass. Yep.
We'll see.
They have radio communication backwards because that's all the Freehold Rangers do.
All right.
All right. I guess if nothing else, just I'll give a message for them to give for this Mordecai fella.
Yeah, they just charge you 5 silver for the message transfer.
Small price to pay. All right, deducted.
Yeah, and so basically this is going to go to a call center. They're just going to send it over in Morse code, and then that's going to get picked up on the other end, and they're going to translate it and deliver it to the recipient.
Mm-hmm.
So it might
Say
take
we're really sorry.
And if need be, I'll go ahead and give
Roko's
them
really
another
sorry, nobody else is.
I'll give them another 5 silver if they can send a runner with any kind of reply from it to the Prospect Inn.
Yeah, if you feel like it's an emergency, or you can just come in the morning and check. They'll have it.
Yeah. Tell you what, hold on to this in case it is an emergency. Report you receive back.
All right, they will do. They'll bring the telegram over to you over at the Prospect Inn.
Appreciate
Prospect Inn has an extension outside the dome.
Nice.
You can see the picture. If you have Pitford, it's on page 59. There's like three, 4 levels outside the dome. So it's considered ground, topside, and basement levels.
Yep.
Nice.
Big place.
Got an open view, and also the first one to be attacked by flying monsters.
No doubt.
If they get over the guns, that is.
Yeah, there's a lot of guns.
There's a lot of guns.
So yeah, on my way back to the Prospect Inn, I'm going to check on Whisper. If she's doing okay, I'll go ahead to the Prospect Inn and toss my baggage, aka this girl, into the room and just start taking apart and looking for other cybernetics on her. See if I can find batteries so that she can't do shit.
Probably want Nurse to be present too with
Yeah, if Nurse wants to come with, that's fine.
Med 5 to keep her from dying while you poke around her.
Well, I mean, I'm not ripping her open. Cybernetics like that have access to batteries would have an external access to it.
Yeah, you never know what you pull on. Something might be attached.
Yeah. Then I ain't gonna bother with it. There. The legs are the primary problem. I gotta make sure she can't get away. If there's an eye laser, a simple shotgun shot to it will do the job.
That's a waste.
Nah, I can repack the round. Oh, you meant a her. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so that's what Django's doing. Anybody else? Passing the buck.
Okay, so Roko kind of does like 2/3 similar to what Django did. First, he goes, when he realizes he could pass message along, he pays 5 silver to pass the message along to Tabby, just letting her know that he's still alive. Then he checks on his giant horse, laughs looking at it, then he's gonna go look for a relic shop to try to fix this armor he is currently wearing that is, again, just mostly for show at the moment.
Yeah, so you can go to the leather workers is one location if you're looking just for like leather patching.
Oh, this is combat armor. He wants it fixed.
He wants it fixed. All right, so you want one of the relic dealers.
Yeah. He looks high and low for anyone who's willing to fix relic combat armor.
Okay, it's gonna be.
Say, What kind of armor does Nurse have?
Let me check.
Also, while he's doing that, he's also going to inquire if they have a combat helmet to go along with it.
Nurse only has a leather armor and bulletproof vest.
Why don't Thud give you his scrap relic that he's no longer using since he got riot armor? And you're probably going to have it adjusted. But still better than what you got.
Nope.
So if any of that's going on, Tim.
Yeah, you gotta try to find some place to actually get this something done up.
Yeah, he wants to get the armor fixed and see if he can get a matching combat helmet, because he feels really bad. He crushed the shit out of the one on the commander.
I mean, it happens.
Shit happens sometimes.
E.
Okay, so what you're looking at is going over to I just had it up.
Would it be Buzz Boys?
Buzz Boys.
Buzz Boys relics.
Probably. Either that or Dale's Supply.
Well, I guess you'll check with both to see if either of them have a combat helmet, because that's who he'd rather give his business to, if he could get a matching helmet. I don't know what the odds are for that.
Now with Buzz Boys, okay, so Buzz Boys location, they're the most educated about all the relic dealers. It's a thick-walled establishment, good roofing, stands a floor high, and it's also got guards with relic weapons. The people on the inside, all the vendors, because he employs several of them, and they work at different benches, and they accommodate different people as they come in. Their prices are higher because the quality of their goods are better, and you don't really see in Buzzboys anybody doing like repair trade. They offer to buy it from you despite its damage, and if you're looking for a helmet to go with it, they can check to see if they have something that fits you, because it's going to need some modification given some of your cybernetics.
Yes. I will go to your competitors if you cannot accommodate me.
Well, they're fairly certain their competitors can beat the prices that you're going to have to pay at Buzzboys, because they will openly admit you're going to pay top dollar here, but you can also guarantee that whatever we sell you is going to work.
And none of you fix shit.
It's really not the kind of business that they're in. They can do a little bit of fixing, tinkering, but not, bullet holes.
It's not a bullet hole. I ripped it in half.
Then, no, they can't do that.
I don't even know how I did that. I was going for his head.
I don't know how you did it either.
I'm going off what the voice in my head said I did to it.
I mean, it was attached to the head. You went for the head came off, the helmet came off. They apparently decided to split the difference, or the helmet got split in the divorce from the head and the body.
Apparently I have the bloody mess perk.
Yeah, you do. It just exploded. Yeah, it just needs to be
you gotta
repaired.
get that extra critical damage. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so he's like, all right. So taking a look at this armor. The armor is basically shit fucked. I mean, he recommends bringing it to one of the to Dale's, or you could go further away from the primary street and bring it over to where is it? Honest Al's Relic Emporium. Because Honest Al's will he's more of a tinkerer. He'll actually be able to stitch things back together. But yeah, they do have a helmet that they can sell you, and they come up from the back room. It's going to be, you got to roll twice and choose the highest. Because again, everything's going to be more expensive here, but you're guaranteed it's of top quality. The radio works, the battery is fully charged. It's multi-signal broadband.
Uh-huh.
And it's also going to have a built-in respirator.
Oh, that's cool. What am I rolling?
For its value, twice, take highest.
Oh my god, where's the table? I just had it.
Armor listings. Tactical helmet, 300 plus 2d100.
No, I want a combat helmet.
Oh, sorry, 500 plus 2d100. Oh yeah, that one has gas mask, flashlight, communicator.
All right.
All right, so
Okay.
601 silver.
Wow. I haggled them down. I can do that. Yeah, I'll buy that.
All right, so they pass it over to you. They give you a receipt for it, written out with your name, and everyone looks happy.
Roko is very happy. He'll take the helmet and then go to Honest Al and see what if he can fix my armor up.
So getting over the Honest Al's, they have again a pretty good operation going on. He is a relative newcomer to the town, and that's the kind of like vibe you get walking in. The place is clean, it's orderly, it's put together very well, and they're doing a pretty steady clip of people coming in and out. There's a couple benches where you can see people behind the counters that are also behind a wire cage that are working on armor, patching holes, plugging up like any other kind of like defects, abnormalities, or also refitting them. They have a couple dummies that they have the armor like strapped over the top of it, and they're doing a blazing and bringing it out or bringing it in where it needs to be. And a couple people stitching. They also have bins that are lined up on the walls with different armor plates. So Velcros, ceramics, and ballistic fibers that they're using in order to kind of like just patch up these bits and pieces. So when taking a look at the armor they have, they're like, yeah, they can fix this. They can fix it for 1/3 the value of the actual armor, and it'll be good as new. Just give them a couple days.
Okay. Yeah. Let me roll to see what the value they're giving me.
It says you kept it largely intact. There's just some areas around the neck that have to be completely rebuilt. And then once they do that, it should be fine. It's going to require a lot of ballistic fibers. But all of the armor plating is intact. And if you want, they can also sync up that helmet with the rest of the armor so that they work in tandem with each other and the seal is proper.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be fucking broke. Yeah, okay. How much would that be? Additional.
No, that's what's going to come with it. Again, they're going to make sure it works. It's going to be functional when you leave here.
Okay, and how much do I have to pay you to get that painted?
They can paint it. That's not a problem. They can, if that's what the customer wants. I mean, it's a significant order and it costs a lot, so they'll do painting for you. Symbols, if you wanted anything stitched.
All right. Man, wait, we should get a patch at this point.
Yeah, they do have. He has an embroidery. You can add embroidery to it.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, do you get like a suit to wear under that? Because I kind of don't wear clothes a lot. Like like a jumpsuit that.
Yeah, a jumpsuit. Yeah, he can add a jumpsuit to this made of. It'd be made of normal like natural fibers, cotton, like a wicking layer.
Perfect. That's all I need.
Yep. It won't be dyed. It'll just be fairly plain, so this way you can get a new one easily enough.
Sure, I'll hold off on the paint job. I gotta talk to the crew first.
Okay.
Easy onesie.
Yeah, so he gives you a receipt for that, so they can come and pick it back up again, and He says, give them at least 2 days for them to be able to like fabricate some new parts and stitch it back together again. They'll get right on it.
All right. Roko has like no fucking money anymore.
Well, you got good shit for it.
So if you need to borrow it.
I mean, there is a loan shark.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. Gang, I'm going to rob a loan shark.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Brilliant idea.
I'd like to go over to what just had it, I'm sorry. Taylor's Eatery. Because I know Sancho's not doing, he's pretty sick. I want to get him some tacos.
Ah, good man.
Tacos.
And then bring him some tacos. And then I probably should make my way over to Pitside Reloaders.
Okay. So heading over to the, so you get him some food, get him some gorditas along with some carne asada, some crushed up jalapenos with tomatoes and onions. Good fare.
I don't want
Eating
too
it
hot.
while
I don't want too hot because I know he's not pretty sick. So
no, it's okay, man. Just gonna eat it while watching them like suture up my chest. Oh man, I gotta. Damn it! Can you get that piece back for me, man? It fell in the hole.
yes, let's get tomatoes and lettuce and get infected and you die.
Yeah. So your guys'
Can't do
sister
it, too
Beth's
lazy.
still hanging out as they work on
That's
you.
where Sancho is. Yep, that's where Sancho's chilling.
So what would be at Abo greenhouses?
The greenhouse?
Yeah, what's like? I mean, that's a stupid question, but I know it's in
Like
a
what
greenhouse.
kind of greenhouse? Yeah. What kind of greenery are we growing?
Abos, greenhouse.
Because it's near Pitside Reloaders. Because I was
Yeah.
going to swing by that.
141. Standing 3 stories tall and made almost entirely out of relic glass and plastic glass over an iron and plastic frame. This large, somewhat square-shaped structure rises 4 meters above the topside roof deck, above glimmering in the afternoon sun and visible for many kilometers away. Sunlight illuminates all 3 floors below by day, while at night the more sensitive crops are illuminated by a battery of recovered grow lights. This facility, owned by the Association of Business Owners, or ABO, is well guarded by a dedicated squad of 10 or more town watchmen and 1 squad lead officer with a pump shotgun. It was once a private business owned until the owner was charged with an assortment of crimes, including treason. Gordon Big Hands Obona, the previous owner, is said to have used this agricultural installation as a front to recruit, house, and train purist terrorists who operated in the community for several years.
All right.
It has a small public produce selling table at the front entrance, overlooked by 5 watchmen. So no one's allowed in the actual establishment itself. It's a farmer's market.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep. So if you're looking for some fresh food, you can get it here.
Get maybe an orange or something for.
Yeah, a silver each for an orange.
All right, get a couple of oranges and maybe an orange and an apple, and then head over to.
So the apples that they have available for you are these giant. They have a couple of varieties. They're these giant mutated ones that are 3 silver a piece, and they weigh 1 kilogram. Then you have your typical, red apple, which is a silver each.
I'll pay a couple silvers and get an apple, normal apple, and an orange, and
You
then
don't want a watermelon-sized apple.
well, I gotta carry the fucking thing. And
That's fair. That's fair.
Reloaders. I mean, if I had a couple guys with me, we could cut it up right there.
Yep.
But I think I'm by myself, so I'll head around 23 and then go down to Pitside Reloaders.
So the reloader is always doing business. People coming in and out. And I think you had some stuff that you were waiting to get reloaded that were already in there to begin with? Or is that somebody else?
Could have had flap for my assault rifle, assuming 5.56, but it could be 308. Doesn't matter. It's not like this game,
tracks where that'll become a distinction later on when we get into the 50s. Specialized ammo is going to have a little bit of a play when it comes to the vehicles that we're going to be interacting with now at higher level. So 5.56, 308, those are going to be generally small arms fire. Anything after that, we start getting to the 44s and the 50s. That's when you started going into larger calibers where it's like anti-light armor. And then AP rounds, naturally, tungsten core, things like that. Those are specialized ammos, which they can make here. They just cost a crap ton. But if you want them,
crap ton?
Considerable. We're talking like hundreds of silver per bullet.
Wow. It's a lot.
Wow.
Because these are rarefied metals too.
Right.
Do they sell? I'm sorry. Do they sell just like regular rifle rounds here?
They do.
How much a piece? I just want because Lynn is going to stock up on some ammo.
Let's see. So for 5.56 of the reloader. So going back to Clafus, you were looking at. Sorry, I couldn't remember if you actually had things that were already here being packed because it takes a few days for ammo to get reloaded.
I don't have.
Okay.
I give them whatever shell casings I was able to save. Of course, I couldn't save that many because I got gas last thing. But times prior, I just try to pick up my brass. Anyway, so I don't know how many I need. How much is it per? I don't. Even if it's going to be a couple days.
Yeah, you're gonna pay a premium here because they got to bring up all the blasting caps up from overpass. I'm trying to find the.
They don't have any pre-made.
No, they don't make them here. All of the chemical facilities are in overpass. They literally have them brought up here. Again, they can repack them.
Are we going to head to overpass because we just buy it there, right?
Yeah, it'd be cheaper.
Yeah, I'll hold off. I'll just say, wow, you guys got a lot of shit. It's
They
nice to know.
do.
So, all right, I'll just say, well, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, they do have access to rare ancient ammo. Yeah.
If Ned combined his mechanical technician with someone else's gunsmithing, could he help? And he's got chemical tech 3. Could he help manufacture ammo?
Yeah, he can manufacture ammo.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, somebody actually did that last time we were down in Overpass, down at the chemical shed. They had made gunpowder.
That's what Ned was doing.
Yeah, so you'll be able to make blasting caps.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for ammunition, did you want just typical rifle rounds, 5.56s?
Me?
Yeah, somebody was looking to buy some ammo.
Oh yeah, Lynn. And Lynn, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
I think
So,
Colonel too.
up for sale for just normal rifle rounds. They've only got 5 of them, and they're going to cost 45 silver a pop.
Lynn's out. Nope.
Okay, so 45 silver for five bullets. Nobody wants those. They also have high caliber rifle rounds for sale.
Colonel was specifically looking for 50 cal.
Yep. So that's the high caliber.
Rifle.
So for the high, well, sorry, that's a 50 cal specific. Yeah. So they have some
high caliber? Oh, okay.
They do have some high caliber rounds too. They got 2 of them for sale. They're going in at 74 silver each.
74 silver each.
Yep.
That's like that would fit his rifle, right?
Yeah, it's fit any rifle. A high caliber will be able to punch through
Right.
armor.
Yeah, the book
But
is back and
but
forth like 50 cal and high caliber rifle rounds, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't see them listed on the umbrella thing, but okay, yeah. How many of those?
They got 2 of them available, and they're going for 74 silver each.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he also has 2 50 cal rounds, and those are going for a lot more. We'll pull up
how
my
much is that?
D10s so I can say roll hundreds for you. 355.
Oh,
Peace.
Now the thing about a 50 caliber round, you already know if it's armored, it goes through it.
255.
Now to reload the rounds you've already spent is 100 silver per round.
Right.
And I think you only expended 2 of them.
Oh, he had spent 3. He's got 6
Spent
shots
3?
overall.
Yeah, so you can end up by purchasing, 1 or 2 more rounds, have those on you for, your oh shit, this needs to die button. Or you get the ones you have reloaded. And since nobody's really coming in to reload 50 cal rounds, this isn't going to take long. You're looking at 20 minutes. People are constantly coming to get pistol rifle rounds, not 50s.
He'll sadly buy 1 and get the other 5 reloaded.
Okay, so 500 silver to get the 5 reloaded, and then the 355 to buy 1 more.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 655 silver to get everything packed and reloaded, and then purchase another bullet. So literally 20 minutes later, they take your rounds, they scratch a serial number into the side of them, and they get them all packed, loaded, and back to you. And you've got 3 shiny new packed rounds and 1 brand new one, and you can still smell the CLP on that bullet. Get that smell in there. Brings back memories.
These better fly straight.
Oh, they'll fly straight and they'll kill true every time. As long as your gun's rifling's good and it's not off center, should be good. He's like,
Been true so far.
He's like, if you want to be doubly sure, you should go down over to the gun store next door, that Deadeyes. You can get your rifle zeroed in. He does it as a free service.
Well, don't mind if I do. Thank you, gentlemen. Have yourself a fine day. Yeah, it'll go up again.
The light combat was
laser,
not part of the deal. That one was still he still needed to be purchased. Yeah, I thought I was just asking about the light combat. No, it wasn't part of it. That one's still up for sale. Or scrap.
All right. Anybody else chiming in for anything else?
I gotta reload this page. I got a little graphic that's doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm. Who hasn't had their fun adventure with Timmy yet? Nurse?
I mean, Beans did have that idea for spider surgery.
There you go.
You want to go to the Sister Beth to try to convince them? They're like, help me fix this brain!
I mean, do they have the technology? Can they rebuild them?
I mean, they have the capabilities to do something with it. Or if you want a true abomination, you can go over to the robotics.
That's what I was thinking. Get a
Get a
brain
tech
jar for
lords. Yeah, get a brain in a jar.
it. Yeah, he just runs in through the door holding his brain in his hands, like, help me!
I have a
This
meat
thing on
pile.
ice. Yeah.
It's like, this thing's had significant brain damage. I don't know if you're going to want to bring it back. It's just going to be screaming all the time.
Screaming images, that'll be fine.
Yeah. It's what I'm here for. But yeah, if you want to head on to Tech Lord Robotics, you go in again, that clean establishment with a woman who's sitting at the desk at the semicircle. She's plugged into the computers and that's what you want to do?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so you bring in this thing of meat that you bring in, and then she's like, okay, this is happening. They bring up a surgical table. It's brought back to another room, and she wants to know, how are you going to pay for this?
How do they want to be paid?
In gold, if you can, because this is going to be a rather expensive surgery. She's looking at about 1,500 silver.
1,500 silver? No problem.
So 15 gold.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Yeah.
And that's transferred. You get after a few hours, you get back a brain in a jar with a primitive interface system.
Beautiful.
It's like they come back to you. It's a little surprised that it wasn't a human. They don't even know what the biology of this thing was, but it now is in a nutrient tank, and it is stable. It's receiving oxygen and a synthetic blood supply.
All right, so
It is
do
alive.
I have to feed this thing? Is there like a little port I can put some stuff in the top, or like how's that work?
They gave you a powder that needs to be added to this bath, and it needs to be recycled out. So it's like a kind of amniotic fluid that needs to be consistently recycled. The jar is sealed, and so you have to go to a facility that can open it to recycle it. You'll have to be recycled at least once a month.
Okay. You have this in writing, and then also in pictures.
They can do that. They'll print you out some
Perfect.
sheets along with some information,
Some pamphlets.
technical
Absolutely.
diagrams, and so that another person who's more knowledgeable can actually like manage and maintain this brain in a jar.
It is a little more difficult than a goldfish.
So it takes a couple more steps. It's calorie intensive in order to keep a brain in a jar like up and alive. It does require like a lot of energy every day. But since he's keeping it right now, they have it in a neutral state. So they do register brain activity, but again, without it being like a known human brain, they don't really know what to do with it after that.
Right. Well, that'll be Bean's job to start poking around in there and see what he can do.
Yeah. Start doing some memory surgery.
Yeah. So he's just gonna tuck that away somewhere for right now, and just get some alone time.
Yeah,
Take that
it's about
back,
the
so-
size of a basketball.
All right. Yeah. Just be easily concealable. He'll make some room in his pack.
Yeah. It's armored, and so it has its own little power supply unit. It's ready to go. It's got its own temperature control system, so you can bring it into different environments. It'll survive a fall.
Good. That is good.
It's an odd request, but they'll take your money. What's up, Thud?
Thud wants to go to Deadeye Gunsmithy and ask about what it would cost to do what we were discussing on the Discord.
Oh
with,
yeah, you wanna?
upgrading his gun to be able to penetrate armor.
So you go into
Heavy
Dead
armor.
Eyes. You got that big heavy combat that's sitting in the middle of the area, like above on the catwalks above, looking down at
Yep.
everybody. And you've got the one
Yep.
woman who's in the center with the multiple arms, who's like checking everybody out, doing things. She's like, "Oh, sweetheart, we have a bunch of gearheads all over here that would love to do exactly that." And so she calls out to the people who are in the area, and everyone, literally, you just like get a little group of guys who are coming over, guys and gals, all gun enthusiasts who are looking over your weapon, and they begin to talk with you about how to do it. This is like a little, turns into a little community project very, very quickly because everybody wants to make a gun, make a bigger boom.
Sure.
So there's a lot of skill here already, and it's more enthusiasm than it is like a transaction. It's a group project. Now it's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you a percentage of the actual gun itself. And
Okay.
one of the things they're looking at is that they want to make it, and this is their idea that you get from the group, so that you can switch between the various ammo types with a fast changing upper receiver.
Okay.
And so they think
I
there
like
might
the
be
idea.
they have a way they think they could do this, and it's gonna make it's gonna make it a little less accurate when it's firing
Okay.
smaller rounds, but as long as you're okay with that. Now this is the chain gun.
This is the chain gun. Yep.
So if we go over to the relic weapons list, we look at the chain gun. It's right now it's a +10, so it's gonna drop down. It's using rifle drub fed ammo. And they're like, all right, so we can bump this bad boy up to a higher capacity rifle round. So right now you're probably pumping 5.56s out of it. They're like, let's bring this thing up to a 308.
Okay.
And so let's add so what they're going to add to this is an additional +10 damage. So comparable to a heavy machine gun.
Right.
And it's going to take HCR, high capacity rifles.
Right.
And it's going to, when you're just shooting normal rifle rounds, it's going to keep its 10. So we're not gonna reduce it down. The reduction is that it's acting like a heavy machine gun now, and it's gonna be able to shoot it. So it's gonna have that +15 strike value, like all the values right there. D10 or D20 +10 damage, but it's gonna have the rate of fire of a chain gun, which is 10.
Nice.
So it's gonna
And
get.
what about range? Because there's a big difference between chain gun and heavy machine gun.
So
range.
when you're using HCR ammo, it's gonna have that 950 meter range. When you're using the lighter ammo, you swap out, it's gonna be the 220. Now the swap out's not something you can do in combat. It's something you're gonna have to take some time. You have to dismantle the weapon and put it back together. But it is field strippable.
Okay.
And that's only gonna add an additional 2 kilograms of weight to you. That's
not a problem.
And that in total is going to cost, let's see here, we got 2,400. So for the upgrades, it's going to cost you only 550 silver.
Oh, that's all? Holy shit.
Again, because they're just swapping parts out.
All right. No, he'll pay that very happily.
Yeah. So they're getting tinkering, taking things down, taking other things apart. Because also this is a place where they have casts and molds to be able to make new components. And they also have, bench grinders, drill presses. And you have the expertise here and the enthusiasm to make this work. And so automatically they're like, all right, we think it works. We got to shoot it.
Sweet.
Do you have any HCR rounds to see if it just blows up in your hands?
Not at the moment.
Damn.
But I'll go get some.
All right, yeah, go get some ammo, and we want to see what this thing can do.
Sweet, me too. All right. That goes to the reloaders. Isn't that where he...
Yep. There was 2 rounds available at the reloaders.
Woo, 2 whole rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll buy them anyways. So what's the cost on that?
High caliber rifle round, not high capacity, high caliber. Those ones were 74 silver each.
Okay.
He says if you come back tomorrow, there's always a chance that he has more of them.
Sure.
Like people are coming in from the wastelands all the time.
Yep. Can I, slip him some money to hold him in reserve for me if he does get some?
Yeah, not even at premium. If you want to pay up ahead, he'll have them here for you.
Okay.
So they write you a receipt for what you're ordering up ahead of time.
Yep.
They're not even asking you for a holder's fee because, honestly, not many people come in looking for high caliber rounds.
Okay. Even better.
Because the chance that they have them day to day is, it's kind of slim.
Actually, that reminds me, Tim. I don't know if this is cheating since I'm looking at the book, but I noticed that some places have random daily, here, if you roll on this table, this is what they have available this day kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Sword would like to shop around and see if there's any special items that he might be interested in. Well, he still has some gold and silver to spend.
Yeah, definitely. What are you looking to get?
Well...
Want a heavy ballista?
No, that's one thing he doesn't want. Although if we can find something to mount on the dune crawler, I did see that at Deadeye Smithy, if you rolled a 0-0, you could get a light laser cannon, like the one we sold.
Yeah.
Or even just, I don't know. Yeah, something pretty big to put on the crawler if possible.
So
Deal back.
Who was that again? Which dealer?
That's the Deadeye.
Oh, Deadeye's?
Yep. Although it isn't clear that actually is for sale now that I'm looking at it. It says completed weapons are nearly always on hand, waiting for the owners to come pick them up after being repaired or modified. So
well, you can offer whoever is you can offer to buy it.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
Yeah. Because there might be somebody who's waiting to pick it up, and you're like, hey, I'll pay you XYZ for that. They're like, bet, let's do it. There's a survival rifle, a auto pistol, a laser pistol, shotgun pistol, a mini laser. That's a fun one. Another auto pistol, and a pulse rifle for sale.
Ooh.
Well, not for sale, sorry. That's on for waiting.
Yeah. Todd's not big into beam weapons. He's put all of his skill into machine guns, so that's all that excites him. But he will pass word of that to the other party members when he gets a chance, in case someone wants to try to wheel and deal with the owners of the better weapons. He also wants to hit the relic shop because I think one of them had a random table too.
Yeah. So by the way, for anyone wondering like why I got the price for the upgrade of the weapon, that was also in Deadeye's. It's inoperative but in great shape. It's 10% of the base value of the weapon.
Got it. Like Honest Al's Relic Emporium, there's a table of what might be available.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so if you want to roll up what is available, because I think who is it again you're looking at?
Yeah, he says just roll once per day.
Oh, okay.
It's Honest Al's, so that one's just once per day. But let's see what's on the table today, on the special table.
Yeah, roll 3d6. Let me know what he's got.
On an 8, whatever that is. 8.
Ballistic vest, 1500 silver.
Anybody want a ballistic vest?
Goes underneath all those combat relic armors.
All right. Well,
Django's good.
Yeah, Flood already has one. And I don't remember if Ned has anything like that. Let me take a look.
Pretty valuable against those ballistic weapons, as we've seen, especially when you're dealing with like shrapnel and stuff like that.
How much would that be, actually?
1500 silver for that ballistic vest at Honest Al's.
All right. I'm too broke for that.
Beans is going for that? You getting that for your bird or for Beans?
No, I'm too broke for that either way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that Broco's broke, and Linda's just barely doesn't have enough.
Sounds like Rocco needs to go to the Champions Fighting Pit. Get some blood sports going.
We need to, just as a party, go get some ching. You know, we should just go back into the waste and pull out relics.
It's always a
Everybody
good
wants to
time.
go back to Overpass and just charge batteries all day.
Yeah, there you go. Safer.
Well, safer for him, it won't give us any money, Claffus, so I'm not sure how that helps the rest of us.
Well, all his guards are up here now at Smokies. They're not down there. Someone's got to guard him when he's charging. He's got to sit still.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, yeah, all my guards are up here?
Yeah.
When the fuck did they all get up here?
They're
Why did they
Smokies
tell me?
kids.
Motherfuckers!
Yep, they're all half Skullocks. That's why one of them knew
I'm
you.
gonna go. Well, I remember Lind was there, but
Yeah.
Rocco never really
Oh,
talked
that's right.
to
Never
them.
went down there. He's like, why are you here?
Though speaking of it, Lynn did have an idea. He has a survival rifle that does one bullet a round. He actually was wondering if those gunsmithies could convert it to an automatic.
Oh yeah, they can. Again, the whole new upper receiver for that. 10% of base cost. They can. You want to do a bump stock? You want to make it full auto, semi-auto? Like, how do you want to do this?
Sancho, look, I got a bump stock.
Nice.
Have you ever been to the theater, Sancho? Anyway,
Nice.
yeah, he'll do just whatever gets it automatic.
Yeah, so just making that an automatic. Again, feeding too much rounds through the survival rifle. Like they can mill it out. It's gonna lose its like the slide lock. Obviously, it's gonna have like a like. Do you want this to like a bottom feeder?
Be like, yeah, but more like get it closer to the assault rifle rather than a survival rifle.
And so it'll be the 10 round clips though. The main to keep that those dimensionality. They're gonna put up a load assist feeder in it, so a spring and they're gonna, it has to have the gas exchange system. So this is a heavy modification. The whole upper and lower receiver have to be changed.
All right, yeah. He just give him a quote, and he'll. So it'd be 10% of the survival rifle cost.
And typically, yeah, but they're doing upper and lower, so they're basically reinventing the wheel with this one. When it came to thuds, they just had to change out the caliber, which is basically barrel and receiver. Whereas this one, they got to change the trigger assembly system. You have to change the magazine well construction. You got to add a load assist system. Like it gets complicated. And they're like, oh yeah, they all want to do it though, and so they're just looking at 20% of base price.
All right, Lund will poke through his and see how much that they mean by that, and if you can afford it.
So for this full auto rate, it's going to be 3 rounds, and so let's just drop a D. So drop a D1000 and add it to 1200.
Oof, my God!
What'd you get?
The one off from the highest possible value.
999.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me go over. I gotta see this. Damn! That is amazing.
But 20% would be 440. Yeah, he'll drop 440 on that.
Yeah, might as well. 440 makes it a 3-round burst, like automatic weapon. And they're like, okay, don't blow your load all in one shot. Keep in mind, it's gonna have some muzzle drift when you put this thing down range. So just like with all automated weapons, the first shot is aimed. Every shot after that is good luck.
Thanks.
It doesn't affect the strike value unless you're aiming, so it's fine.
All right, I'll make note of that on his weapon.
So they think it's a neat modification. They all get together. Again, more people coming out of the woodworks, just milling, grinding, shaping, adding bits and pieces until they've got this thing, like, just cannibalized into a wildly different weapon. And the cool thing about the survival rifle is it can shoot just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take it. Is it stylized after any known model, or is it just kind of?
No, this is a Wastelander's refit. Like it is.
It's assault rifle.
Yeah, it's a completely unique weapon now. Like nobody else is walking around with a survival rifle that has a 3-round burst on it.
Unique weapon.
Yep. It's a fun little twist on an old classic,
Just that. I posted in the chat.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The grossest weapon ever.
That is the gross one, yeah, with its
It's abomination.
yeah, I love how the gas exchanger's on the left-hand side. It's like, why is that there?
Right?
It's like, okay, I guess. Yeah, that is a nasty looking weapon. What's worse too is I look at it and I'm like, it's probably based off of an actual design. Like
Bastardized version of it.
oh yeah, like I can see this thing. So if you click on the open chat button in the general in Discord, you'll be able to see it there. There's a little tiny chat bubble next to the speaker for general that opens up a chat just for the current speaking chat room.
okay.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, that's neat looking. The carry handle too is like, you're not
Why?
getting,
I hate it.
yeah, you can't get your fingers underneath that.
That's what I thought when you said a wasteland model, because it's like, so Fallout 4.
Yeah. It's whenever you're looking at art that's made like of weapons and it's made by very sheltered people. It's like, you never held a gun before in your hands, have you? You have no idea how this is supposed to actually work. The thing I like about it is how streamlined the shoulder stock is, though. I'm like, nah, I'm into the stock. I like that.
Yeah, the fucking pistol grip, the stock, that looks like a normal weapon, right? But then the rest, that's why I imagine like that's what they did to it. Like the back still looks kind of normal, but then you get to the mechanics of the front, it's just like an abomination.
Yeah. Well, even the rear and front sights, like the front sight post and the rear sight alignment, and I'm like, one's a lot lower than the other one. I was like, I guess if I'm aiming pumpkin on a post, this will work. I guess I'm splitting every target.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Did we retain any of the skin of horse eater?
If it's in your inventory somewhere, but you guys did skin horse eater. You sold it, I thought, but you probably have scraps of it.
Because if we do have some scraps, I know Thud would be interested in going to the Leatherworks and trying to get fitted up with belt or boots or whatever the hell he can get with the scraps. But
let's say you have like a roll, like a souvenir roll of it, just for this exact purpose.
Yeah, and if there's enough, he'd even like to get like a coat of it, not for armor purposes, just to look
style.
Cool.
Leather jacket made out of horse eater. Hell yeah.
So whatever that would cost, he wants it.
That is a rule of cool. Like, of course you have some horse eater leather. You've been holding on to it for just this occasion.
That probably would, yeah.
Yeah. Want to make?
Also
Want to look
from
your
the ninja spider too.
Yeah. The ninja spider.
What else was it?
The Kung Fu spider. Your Kung Fu is weak.
You guys had its head was one thing, and you had the chitin armor because it was actually quite good, and you guys made armor out of its chitin. I don't know who has that armor.
Yeah, who gets the ninja samurai spider armor?
I don't remember that. I don't know.
Yeah,
did we ever pick it up? I remember us commissioning to get done. I don't know if we ever picked it up.
I don't think we did ever pick it up. Nope.
It's probably still in the fucking.
It's still there.
Tail spit.
Yeah.
Waiting for the heroes to return and don their armor.
Actually, Thud might have been the one to do that. It sounds like a Thud thing to do.
It sounds like a Thud thing. I'll have to go back to that episode and be like, yep, there it is. That's still there. Thud never came and picked up his armor.
That's also a Thud thing to do.
It's like, yeah, make this for me. You just pumping money into the local economy, making stuff work. Oh man. And so we've got some interesting weapons that you guys have fitted yourself out with. I really can't find like a price that I think is reasonable for the leather jacket. So we're just gonna go with trade goods for clothing. Yeah, we'll just use that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be fur coat with hood.
Or equivalent, yeah.
Yeah, or equivalent. Leather jacket's right on here.
Oh, well, even better then.
Yeah, leather jacket, 12 plus a D8. Yeah, rifle sheath, ammo belt, leather holster. So there you go. You just pay those costs right on there on the page 95, 94.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Perfect. Get that all made up and looking pretty with your horse eater leather jacket. Come back with your hair greased up in a pompadour. Pop the collar.
Yeah, I'll get a leather ammo belt too and boots.
Looking good.
Work boots made out of it.
Yeah, I need a change of music for that one.
Oh, and it's gonna have a cowboy style hat made out of it too.
Oh, perfect. I thought I had a malt shop song in here. Oh well, Might have deleted it. Oh, nope, there it is. Malt shop. Malt shop. There we go. That's thud coming out as this starts playing.
You know what, Tim? I'm tired of doing math. I'm just gonna hand him 50 silver and call it good.
Like, here you go, buddy. You just flip the coins to him. He's like, "Thank you, sir." Stuff your cigarettes up on the sleeve on the left hand side of a white t-shirt that you suddenly just have.
Yep.
Then you go battle a gang on the west side of the city.
There you go. Oh, Beans, did Colonel take those 7 grenades off of Thud? I thought he did.
You did, yes. Do you want them back?
No. You can have them. I'm just going to take them off my inventory.
Okay. There wasn't any stun rods that came up in the relics, was there?
No.
No. I mean, that light combat droid that you guys haven't sold yet has a spring spike on one of its hands. It's also got a weapon. I think it's a repeater.
If it's a standard combat, it's probably a laser rifle, laser carbine.
Yeah, it's a standard. Yeah, I think it is a laser carbine.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I think
laser
I remember
carbine.
that.
Yeah, it has a laser carbine as its weapon. That's like attached to its arm.
We should probably leave that on there, just in case one day it wants to go haywire and kill us.
Well, I
Wanna
suppose
give it
we
a
could
chance.
check that up too. At some point.
I mean, you could also have it turned into a gun.
Just weld the combat to the top of the Doom Crawler.
Yeah, according to
Weld it
the
to your
core
back.
rulebook, Ned should be able to do that. It says
Yeah, you should be able to do that. Just needs a workbench,
Yep.
which you can rent at Deadeye's for, I think it was like 4 silver.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, so he just sits down there, hauls in this robot, slaps onto the table, gets that arm cut off, and he's like, got a gun. You got yourself a laser carbine after just, an afternoon of work.
Yeah, that'll take that. He's got beam weapon expert.
It's perfect. 2d20 plus 10 for that thing. That's some good damage. It's gotta smoke something. So we got some good weapons, we got some good items, we got Sancho who's just sitting getting attended to by a bunch of nuns that he's probably groping, and they're like, oh, you, because he's got like a pretty good appearance score mixture, I believe.
Yeah, Sancho. Yeah, actually, Sancho's not bad looking.
Yeah, Sancho's actually a good looking man. Yeah, he's not a hideous grognard like the rest of the party.
Okay, first off, rude.
Walking around with like -3s and like 2s.
That's me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Django's at 2. Thank you.
Rules as written, I shouldn't let you into the town.
Ned has the 21, even with his cyberware.
No, that's not bad.
He had like a really good score, but
Yeah,
that cyberware whittled it down.
Yeah.
I think he had like a 50 at one point.
Yeah, rules as written, you should all just be like struggling to survive on the outskirts of society with your freaking ugly scores.
On the spot.
Didn't I read though that once you start to accumulate power, that becomes less of an issue?
Yeah, hugely. And especially if you walk in with other people, then they don't care. Sancho's your face, that lets everybody in.
I
It's
mean,
like,
how low does that apply to? Because Thud only has a 19, but he's not that low.
anything under a 15, and it starts to become an issue. And it's only when you're like the initial contact. As long as if it's disciplined people, they don't jump the guns right away. So like freehold rangers, they're not just going to shoot you. The problem is when your appearance score is that low, they think you're a freakish horror. or they think you are a mechanized abomination. You know, something that kind of like got loose from some weird like factory, or you know, maybe you're some experiment of some deranged scientist and you're like running around like shooting stuff up. And so they just like they err on the side of caution and they just shoot you in the head. Because there's a bunch of monsters that kind of like have that appearance of freakish monstrosities, and they're really bad. Like whiptails, for instance, are one of those like freakish abominations that run around on their arms, and they have a long coiled tail that they kind of like whip at people, and they come in roving packs and they just take things down. And then there's Bugly Uglies, which is another roving band of like freakish horror monstrosities that just like swarm over villages and just drag people out to breed them so they can make more Bugly Uglies. And then they eat them afterwards. Because Mutant Epoch is horrifying.
Oh, visceral.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like, you've produced 20 offspring. Now you're for dinner. Good job.
It's the money that saves you.
Yep. Oh, God. Disgusted myself now. I might just make an entire scene where, like, all right, here's 100 Bugly Uglies, kill them all.
Yeah, all right.
One turn, they were all dead. It's like, well,
all get to take
I
turns.
statted all of this. Yeah.
Sprinkle a little sugar on it. Be
But
fine.
I have to come up with horde rules for creatures that are, like, low endurance, so you guys can take it down faster. I think that's going to be my next thing that I create is a horde, because you're at that point where it's pointless for you to go against 20 Skullocks. Like, you kill them. So I got to make it like it's a band of Skullocks and give them like a percentage, like how they do damage and move.
Roko will love that.
Yeah. Take them down. So I think that pretty much kind of covers everything that you wanted to purchase, like in the town and get together. You still have Kane tied up inside the Doomcrawler.
No. Django brought her to the Prospector Saloon.
Yeah, the saloon. Yeah.
Oh, the saloon, and you got her trussed up inside one of the rooms.
Yeah, he's been sitting across from the entire time after removing batteries from anything he could.
Does it cost extra to torture people in the hotel?
Well,
Not talking. He's just got her lying there until she loses or regains consciousness.
So say after a day she regains consciousness. That puts us at the 22nd.
Of what month?
May.
Oh.
You sound so disappointed.
I didn't see a single fucking Mayflower. I'm a little disappointed.
Go to the greenhouse. They probably got some.
April showers bring Mayflowers. You're in the wrong part of the world. It's the dry season right now. Southern California. All the grass is dead.
All the grass is dead.
Hey, freaking Pat and I remember being out in Fort Hunter Liga in this time of year, and the amount of fires that units would cause during training is wild.
Set fire to a huge, like, 2-3 acres with a smoke grenade.
Yep. Remember that whole mountainside was on fire that one year?
Yeah, I was just
And they're like, yeah, we're gonna go over that side of the mountain, set up a camp. It's like, can we wait for the fires out? They're like, no, that side of it. We're gonna be on the west side of the river. We'll be fine. We'll jump the river. Okay.
I'm not worried about the fire jumping the river. I'd like to just not be breathing this shit all day.
Yeah, and then the wind shifted and it put it right through the camp. So it's like, cool. Well, I guess we're doing this for the next week.
Yep. All right. Otherwise, Django's just gonna be sitting there taking a drag on a cigarette while she's waking up.
Roko's there keeping him company.
Just gun pointed at her head. Hey, wake up.
2 guns, his shoulder pistol, and then his pulse rifle.
So she wakes up.
Morning, sweetheart.
Describe to me how you have her secured.
Let's see. The most efficient means, given this, like, her legs are completely useless now.
Correct.
So, got the arms cinched behind, the fingers interlocked like the her trigger fingers are held together via twine, probably metal twine if I can get a hold of it, like steel wiring.
I mean, honestly, you're just having it so her wrists are back, so the back of her hands are touching.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can't do anything.
Cut her arms off.
Then she can do less. Good old Stumpy.
Nah. It might be useful. And maybe somebody's paying more for her being intact. Who knows?
That's true.
Thank you, Thud, for checking Honest Al's offering for the day. Riot helmet.
End of the day, you don't damage the bounty until you know what condition nets you the most profit.
You are correct, sir.
So how you doing this morning, sunshine? Got a rag that I'm dousing with water, wringing it out, wiping off some of the damage on her face. You doing okay?
She just like looks at you, fevered eyes. She's got pale skin. She's sweating. And,
the angel of death just asked you a question, sweetie.
She spits on the ground. Fucking mutant.
The hum of Roko's laser weapons start charging.
Nice. I'm the only reason you still got them legs and arms to begin with. I looked you over while you was unconscious. You don't have any noticeable concussions. No obvious symptoms of internal bleeding. What color are her eyes?
We'll say hazel. And I'll pick up that next week. I'll change it to something else.
That's a pretty mix of hazel right there. Be ashamed to pluck one of those out now that you're within beak's range.
She kind of like just chuckles in the back of her throat. Okay.
You smoke?
No.
Well, first things first. As I'll take a bowl of the stew from the proprietors to get you something to eat first. You ain't eating nothing in a day. Say
she just kind of looks at you dirty like as she's staring at this soup bowl. And she opens up her mouth.
Here you go. I ain't done nothing dirty to it.
She
I'll
doesn't-
be feeding her.
Yeah, she doesn't reply to you. She just takes the food. And
Alright.
she is compliant this whole time with the food eating. She definitely
Yeah.
consumes every bit you give her.
Alright, here's some water too. Now then.
She also takes the water without any question.
And I'm just gonna sit across from her cordially. So, you are what do they call them? Protectors? You don't have to be so inhospitable to one another.
She's gauging the room, looking around. Not really replying to you.
He asked you a question. Ask as if you had two guns pointed at your head.
She turns and looks at looks at Roko. I'm not talking to the mutant.
Oh, that's not nice. That's a little racist.
I suppose that's fair. Question though. As I start to slowly stand up. Were you aware that your gun leaks radiation like you was leaking blood when we was done with you?
She lifts her chin up a little bit. I was chosen by God.
Yeah, you got enough radiation in you to be a mutant like me. Welcome to the freak show. With any luck, as I scratch at the feathers on my chin, which is basically just bone at this point, you might wind up as pretty as me.
She sneers. The weapon has no effect on me. I've never become sick when using it. I've lasted the longest.
Look down at her. That's not how radiation works, dum-dum. And knock on her head. That's not how it works.
I was chosen by God to wield it. It is my weapon, a holy weapon.
Well, that holy weapon is currently in the hands of some of our others. We're gonna fix it up so that it work right. I don't know where the hell you came from. But I'm not gonna lie to you, little lady. You dumb as shit. You drink? You want a scotch or something? I'm going down for a minute. Okay, you want something?
I'll take something.
Yeah, what you want, buddy? I got you.
I don't know. I don't drink a lot. You surprise me.
You look like a Scotchman. All right, well, you hang tight, pretty lady. I'll be back later. I'll bring the ugliest of me with you.
So as soon as Django's gone, she sneers at the door, then looks to you. How could you consort with devils? You who are decorated in the holy artifacts of the long past.
Because God is on our side.
You have a demon with you. What God? You speak only of Satan. You have been converted to their will.
Look, I'm not even from whatever the fuck you're talking about. I come from out east, and over there, I didn't see no God giving me these implants. I didn't see no God on that battlefield, so you're barking up the wrong tree.
Then you are just one of the lost. I have seen miracles performed. I have seen his saints walk upon the earth.
So you insist that God has chosen you?
I know God has chosen me. He has spoken to me.
Rocco approaches and kneels down next to her. Mind you, Rocco also sold his armor, so he's literally only wearing a loincloth at this moment.
Yeah.
He just kind of leans in close and is like, then why'd you lose?
She breaks eye contact with Rocco. She's like, my faith wasn't strong enough.
Oh, okay.
When I fired on the first mutant, I missed. I hadn't done my absolutions for the morning. I hadn't prepared the holy artifacts correctly. I made an error.
Is that what you think? You know how I prepared for our fight? I got naked. I ran out there. You probably saw me.
Yeah, considering where her position was, she definitely did, and she didn't shoot you. She went for the mutant first.
She didn't shoot me neither.
She went for the other bird.
That's true.
I just think it's, I don't know, a little funny that your god chose the guy whose method of preparing himself is to strip down and not do whatever the hell you did with your weird leaky gun. Like, I'm not here to debate theology with you. I'm the last guy to actually do that. I don't do any of that. I just want to know, you are a protector then, right? You mumbling all this garbage.
I am a protector. I am a protector of Rockspire. I protect the ruins of the of the lost ones from heretics and heathens. And I keep them from the holy sites.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's mumbo jumbo.
Knock on the door.
I'm in.
Open it up.
Yeah, so
I
she is a
figured.
protector. I didn't think that was not on the table. Why are we interrogating her again?
Here, I hand you the scotch.
He takes it.
Mostly for different reasons. Now, this place has got a bounty on her. And I blow smoke into her face. But I do have a question about whether or not somebody else has a higher bounty on you. Hey, Timmy, I sent you a message to ask, but, do you know if there's anywhere in this town that has access to a DNA scanner?
Hospital.
The hospital. Sister
Excellent.
Beth's.
Cool. Now, you see, I'm going to do something to intentionally piss her off as I take my fingers around her chin and lift her head up to look at me. Tilt her head accordingly. Now, it seems to me like find a decent strand of hair and rip it out.
This stuff
Something
is
of-
terrible.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm a whiskey man. Here, hand a bottle to him. Try that instead. I'm gonna see if in your name comes across something else. I've seen folk like you before. Zealot. Things like that. Your hub ain't exactly that far away from where I roost. So, crazies like you come a dime a dozen.
So,
So,
what are you
let's
gonna
see what this little hair here tells us. Well, meantime, I'm gonna scoop her up by her wrists in the back, stand her up. We gonna walk around town for a while, you and me on a date.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting weird now.
I'm
Come on.
confused about our relationship in this scenario.
Well, we're gonna ask her for more information, but she'll be more talkative when she sees uglier people than me, maybe. Other freaks and whatnot make her more nervous, get her off kilter. Right now, she thinks she holds some kind of cards because she thinks he ain't around other people like us. He only been with them protectors, which are androids, by the way. As I boop her on the head with my beak. Those are androids. They're not people, they're robots. Just designed to look a little prettier. And by this point, I'm shoving her down the stairs. Come on, Rogo.
Okay. Roko falls behind, keeping both barrels pointed at her.
Let's shift over. Okay, so Ara, what have you been doing this whole time? What is Nurse doing?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I've literally just been listening into the conversation.
I know. I'm sorry. I gotta bring it around towards you.
Hey,
Oh, that's all good.
Nurse?
Yeah?
I tried to ask you in the chat, but you must not be looking at the chat. Did you want a riot helmet?
Oh, shit. Sure.
Go with your
Okay,
riot
I actually
armor.
have no helmet.
that gives you one.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, Thud's been
So,
going
that's okay.
through the daily lists of like other available ammunitions, armors, things like that from the other shops, and so it's kind of helping me out, cutting scene time down. So I appreciate that. So we've got Ara with the new riot helmet. Now, you're all staying at the
That's pretty
same
cool.
location, and they're coming out with the woman. Now, did you put the batteries back in her legs?
I've got I'm gonna put my more discharged ones into her leg.
Okay. So she's not going to get very far with those ones.
Nope.
So at least she is
To be a
mobile
troll
again.
specifically, I will have discharged the entire, basically borderline the entire battery before putting it back into her.
It's like
I have a laser
1%
pistol.
blinking. Yeah.
Yep. Laser pistol. I've just been taking shots periodically into clearing.
Just sitting there holding the charge, discharging it, holding the charge, discharging it. So
There we go.
you've got you've bottomed out one of the batteries. You slap it into her legs. They're up and moving again, but again at power saving mode because there's almost nothing left. Just enough to be able to get her moving, and you get her down to Sister Beth's hospital with that shank of hair. She doesn't really seem to be too she's nonplussed about the entire place. She just kind of like sneers at people, and other people, they look at her, but they're like, all right, who's this bitch? They heard that you had brought in Kane, but nobody knows what Kane looks like.
Yep.
And whoever this is, it's like some other prisoner, a slave, whatever it is. I mean, she's in fetters, and no one's stopping you from doing it. And so over at
I
Sister
just tilt my
Beth's,
help periodically. Morning.
yep. Nurse, I mean, you see them taking the prisoner down to Sister Beth's. Did you want to tag along, or you'd be like, nah?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
going to get some extra microscope from that.
Yeah, right. Take a look and see what's going on over there. Beans, what have you been up to? What's his bird? What is Colonel going on about? What's Beans doing?
Beans, I guess he's just doing his communion thing with the spider brain for now.
It's gonna be okay, Spider Brain. It's fine. It's like, why did you do this to me?
Show me your secrets. Where are the
What
relics?
cruel god would let me live?
You'll adjust in time.
In time.
Yes.
Yeah, what's Colonel God up to?
I've just been drinking around.
Just
Stay away from
lounging.
Jane, actually. He's a little salty towards that woman, so
Yeah, they
guess
just
he probably doesn't.
tried to melt his head. She was like, that bird specifically. Boom!
Yeah, twice.
It's like, damn, all right, that's fucked up.
Keep her alive. We'll find out who's a better shot.
And with Lind is over there, he's working at Smokey's. He's doing repairs on the Doom Crawler.
Ned,
I recall.
yeah.
Or
mean
Ned,
Ned?
not Lind. Yeah, not
Ned.
Lind. Yeah, Ned. Ned is. Lind, what is
Lynn's
Lind doing?
probably,
Yeah.
Lynn's probably getting in trouble.
Yeah. Lind's over at the Death Devil Saloon, just playing some games, gambling.
He still has his army of was it
The
here that
children.
He has his army of
Yeah, Linda's actually, that's what
right.
he's been doing the last day or so, is he got in contact with them and told them to scour to look for any fuel so he can pick some up.
Sure thing, boss. We're right on it.
You should become king of the street urchins.
Like
Oh my God, that'd be
for
perfect.
sale or otherwise, because Lynn will happily lift some fuel where it won't be missed.
Yeah, I have them down here on the list as something to interact with.
Oh, to help, by the way, I'll be going this way to get
Shovel
to
Street. Oh, past the gang, the
I'm
gang
going
slave
Shovel
market.
Street, Survivors Road up to Miser Street because I want her to be able to see the things that she knows
Okay,
about.
you noticed something. When you come around the Kang slave market, she reacts negatively. She seems
What's
to
the matter?
know where you're going.
Oh, you've been here before, ain't you?
Yeah, she tells you to fuck off and don't talk to her again, you devil-worshipping mutant.
Now you know this
Interesting.
is gonna make it real hard when we want to go to second base together.
I will bite my tongue off and bleed to death before I let you touch me.
Django, why am I here?
Oh,
going
if you
to
try
do-
doing that, I'll be happy to replace it.
I mean, you're free if you want. You're free to
Nurse.
go if you want, Rocco, but I'm dragging her over to Sister Beth's hospital so we can get a scan on this here DNA.
Hey, I'll keep with. I have a bad feeling about her in general.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Nurse is back there. Is like, would you hear what he said? He can just reattach it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You got enough chrome on you now. Might as well replace a few things. Get you a voice box. You'd probably be able to take something deeper. Let's move. Shove her forward. Come on ahead now.
Why don't you like this place?
Oh yeah.
Kane.
I'm walking her now through the slave market instead of around it.
They sell slaves here. Allow,
Yeah, you don't-
allow pure humans to be indoctrinated in the slavery of mutant freaks.
Are there any like cells, like like viewing kind of cages that people
yeah,
are in
of course
right
there
about
are.
now? I'm gonna go and find some pure stock ones. Oh,
It's
now
that
look at
scene
these
from
ones.
the Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, where he's like, "Oh, yes." And he's just like passing the slave children, people on one area to the next.
Oh yeah, I am going to find pure stock children.
Please. Yeah,
Let's not make this stop long, Django. Please.
I understand. I know. I understand your trepidation. Now look at you. As I turn her head and look at the children. Now, does this give you any kind of, and I pat her like stomach, any warm feelings you might have about me right now? Look at them. We could have some little ones of our own like these. What you think?
if you ever
I
drop your
scoop my
guard,
arm around her shoulder.
if you ever drop your guard for a single moment, you turn your back on me and I have something sharp, I'm putting it in you.
Aww. Oh, that makes two of us, sweetie. No,
Oh, darling, I'll put it into your head.
I'm looking at the kids. Are any of them in decent shape?
Yeah, they're in decent shape.
What do you think? Oh, I want to find one that looks a little bit like her. Got to be like a kid around here that looks a little bit like you. Let's see which one.
So at this point, like, there is a proprietor who comes up and like, oh, you see, you're interested in one of the children. Would you like to buy? They're all they can all be trained up as skilled laborers. And just, she goes off of her spiel of like what they can and can't do, and like their price points.
You got one that looks like my sweetheart here.
Oh, a surrogate, and it's like, which is disgusting. This idea of like a surrogate child. She starts looking through the list. Yeah.
Django, what's the point of this?
I have a plan. I hold up my hand. I have a.
Yeah, Roko's auto targeting's already like aimed in on this woman's head.
How much for the kid?
Don't have a knife into her.
How much for the little girls?
How much for the kid?
She gives you a price. It's low because the children don't really have much value. They're really more of a financial burden.
I throw her the silver and take the kid with me.
I guess I'm looking up children prices here quick in the crossroads.
I actually
it's in
Monetize on YouTube.
I already knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does she have shackles or anything?
YouTube just blocked us.
Yeah, fetters. Oh yeah, no, we're delisted.
That's fine. Go ahead and take all those off. This here's my new little girl. You want to hang out with Papa?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see here. So sitting here, Mutant Lord's gonna try to post something on YouTube, and all Mutant Epoch mentions are just banned. He's like, "What the hell did you all do?" It's like, just use the book.
I bought a child. They have small dexterous fingers and are very
And
good for
ate
helping. I didn't.
It's 10 plus die 10 for pure stock.
King slave market, yeah.
I'll just look at the general. I'll have Pitford on.
Yeah, look at that. 18 silver. There you go.
Must have been a fat one.
Pleasure doing business with you, man.
Yeah, slave child female, 30 plus a d20 for this one. For here.
Yeah, 30 plus
shit.
20. Okay. Oop. All right, 47. Easy. There you go. I'll toss her 50. Keep change.
Okay. So it's a pure stock. They are docile, well beaten, and know their place.
Yeah. I'm gonna scoop her up in my other arm. Come on, little one. We off to the hospital.
The girl just follows, the head bowed.
We're gonna have to train that out of you.
Yeah, most of the slaves that you purchase will like immediately attempt to escape on the first given opportunity, and given the opportunity, they will also kill their slave owners. This is not really like chattel slavery is still kind of in its infancy here. Most slaves are just abducted individuals.
No. I understand how it's done. All right, so we back at the sisters' hospital now.
Yeah, so you're up with the sisters. They bring you in, but they will not allow a woman to come in fettered.
Oh, that's fine. Now, there's two options we can do here, ladies. You see, this here is a notorious killer, and she hates anything that is not a pure blood. So, I could keep her like this, or in some way, shape, or form, otherwise tied, and we can do this cordially. Or I can just drag her in here like this anyways, and I can still get my business done. All I need is a DNA scan from you all.
So
we'll wait outside.
One of the sisters comes up. She has bluish skin with green hair and strange gold eyes that
I point at her. Hey, look, here's another one.
Are done up almost like a spiral inside them. And she says in a soft voice that you could hear reverberating in your own mind that she does not need to be conscious for the healing to be done. And lays a finger on Kane's forehead, and she just goes into like a standing comatose state.
Man,
do we need her healed?
You all right? Nah, she'll heal up over time. We just gotta make sure she don't wind up infected. All right, I'll slump her down in a chair. How long does it take normally for a DNA scan?
Depending on the complexity of the scan. If you're looking just for, like, what are you looking for?
Just trying to cross-reference for anybody that she might be related to.
So that's just a scan of the base pairs.
Yeah. You a larger establishment, I'm fairly sure you have some notable people on file.
Yeah, she agrees to it. She takes a blood sample of the individual. Within 30 minutes, she returns with a printout sheet.
During that time, Roko will kind of grill Django about what the fuck.
Like, why are we buying
smoke?
kids?
Y'all mind if I smoke in here, by the way?
Impulse buy.
They can reload ammo. Like up them and
All right, Roko, don't get your loincloth in a twist. Here's a reason I'm buying this kid. One, I legitimately would like a child. There's no ill intent behind this. Just because you thinking like that, like I actually lock my beady eye onto his receptor. Maybe you should check your own humanity. Second,
I just don't like slavery.
That's why she's not a slave. It takes time to uncondition. For example, you hate robots. You hate all that shit because you were conditioned for it in a war. Takes a long time to beat that kind of ugly out of somebody. But it doesn't take that long to give a gentle hand to make somebody remember they're human.
So, Django basically just wanted a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody to pass
wanted a
on his
kid.
knowledge.
Why not, find yourself a nice ladybird?
Have you
There's
seen
not
him?
a high. Yeah, I actually take my hat off. You can see that a lot of feathers are molting off. He looks like he is borderline dead. I am a very old man by comparison, Roko.
I guess I don't have a frame of reference. I know how long birds live.
My species don't have a super long lifespan. And to be fair, I'm not as old as you might think. No, I'm not decrepit or ancient. But the weight of being one of my kind does weigh on you. And I've seen more than my fair share of people. And I've killed my more than fair share of them. You get tired of it, man. You get tired of it.
So you're gonna buy yourself a daughter and retire as a little cowbird?
No.
That's really confusing. Hold on.
God.
I have freed this little girl, and I am going to teach her how to be a digger.
God, what's the name of that movie when Natalie Portman was a little girl?
Star Wars.
Professional.
The Professional?
Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he makes her an assassin.
It's an assassin.
Basically, I'm going to train her how to be a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Train her into things she wants. You know what I mean? What are your other options?
So a child soldier. Okay.
That's
Soldier
perfectly
makes-
acceptable.
Like, I look at Roko, it's like, tell me something, Roko. Look around. Do you think a regular child lives? What do you think this little girl did before she wound up on that block? You think she was just with a farm family? You know, minding their own business. Worm warts or what have you piling through. Raping, killing, pillaging. Now, do you think they stand a better chance if she knows how to hold a gun?
Oh, I'm gonna so orphan this little kid. It's gonna be the horror movie Orphan. She's gonna be like 30 years old. She's gonna take out her false teeth and just shank the shit out of Django. It's gonna be great. No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The whole reason I got him was the same reason what I was gonna do before we left the first time.
It's great.
Free how many of them you can.
You pair it up with Lynn's gang of Rugrats.
Okay.
So
If she want to leave, she can do it. I don't care anymore.
DNA test comes back.
Oh, thank
She
God.
is.
Save
they
me
said-
from
Not the father.
They
conversation.
smile and they say the mutant female.
I start mocking. Sorry, go ahead. You just made my day.
Is related to the esteemed Harridan Kane. What you have in your possession is not the sniper Kane, but the daughter Melissa Kane of the Kane family.
Stand up. Do you have that in paper?
She holds up the printout for you.
No, pick it up.
Shows a direct,
Well, you don't say.
direct genetic ancestry.
I think I heard of this fella.
So
Is
what
there
you?
a chance that he's heard of him?
Oh yeah, definitely. Harridan Kane. So what you guys know automatically, he's kind of famous as an older excavator, and he is older. He's way past his prime. He's now settled into his dotage, but he was one of the few people who actually has a shell class armor.
Ooh, holy.
Shit.
He had reconstructed it in the deep wastelands. He's part of the reason why Pitford stands as a city today. It's like he helped build it. The name of his suit is legendary. It was Fuego, and it hasn't been seen in decades. But there was rumors that he had a lot of dalliances with women over the years. He's had a lot of illegitimate children, and what this lady is telling you, as Sister Beth, is that this is one of them.
Fold up the paper and pocket it. You think I can get another copy of that while we here? And I'm not gonna lie to you, ma'am. You done made my day today.
And a third copy. I can't read. I just want one.
You heard the man. By the way, how's our esteemed guest doing? Have you been giving you all any trouble?
She says that in the company, Sancho, when they did his blood, he had a significant amount of radiation exposure that was not lethal, but did need to be treated.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you. Y'all doing good work.
And if that, they're not entirely sure where it was basically a exotic form of radiation toxicity. And they don't really know where it came from, and that is a bit concerning.
You keep that angel alive.
I just point back over. Well, you said.
I said it's not fatal, but they are treating it.
How long does he have?
He'll heal.
I mean, he's only like what? Honestly, I have no way to count how old y'all are.
Yeah, she's just
I'm
like, no,
not
he'll be
25,
fine.
man.
Yeah, you can hear his Sancho in one of the beds. No, he'll heal. God, hopefully faster.
Ha!
That's not what I asked. How long does he have to live?
50 years, but at the going rate that you have all come in here injured, maybe 6 weeks.
Sancho gonna live forever.
Make that estimate happen. The forever one.
Right.
I just point back at Roku. You heard the man.
Oh god.
All right. Well, let's
They're
go
doing
ahead
its
and get,
longevity fucking broke.
let's go ahead and get Missy Ma'am out of your hair. Speaking of which, I look down at the girl. Girl.
She just kind of like looks at you with a vacant expression. Oh, the child. Sorry.
The child. Yeah. What's your name, little one?
She just looks down at the ground. I don't have a name, but we'll cover all of that later. It's 9/11, and
Oh no, no.
Oh no, not 9/11.
9/11. Oh no!
Sancho
I?
is here on the TV. They hit the North Tower.
No.
God, I can't believe
What
this.
about the south one?
No, that one's okay. That's,
Are
oh
we-
god. No.
Are we doubling down on being canceled right now?
Oh man, you lied to me.
Look, I made a bump stock in the movie theater joke earlier. I'm already there.
I get it.
I'm a dead man. Okay.
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
And this is why on Tuesdays I have my let's all hug each other feel good game, and then today is the degenerate game.
Yeah, terrible decision.
I have to wear an actual shirt with I have to wear a button down shirt on the other one, and then today's it's just tank top. So you can all see my hairy shoulders, because that's what the viewers really want.
For free?
For
Best
free.
for success.
Yeah,
In
every
this
day.
economy?
All right. Good man, I'm just trying to make ends.
Okay. That's Mutant Epoch session 16. I will try to... Again, I focused a little too much on certain characters. I gotta roll the other ones in there. Where's the... Oh, one of the comments in here. Where's the EDM hellscape? I am so sorry about that last week. I couldn't even listen to the OST. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I'm like, I tried to scrub it on my own end, and I was able to a certain degree, but I'm like, nah, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it in. It's awful. I'm gonna let other people suffer through that. I mean, we all had to. It's because the volume inside the desktop audio is not in sync with the volume that's actually coming into my headsets. They're a little bit different. And I did not pay attention to my audio gain balances on OBS to make sure that one of them wasn't just blasting. So I'll make that mistake again. Don't worry about that. And I'll also try to do a better job cycling through everybody. I think we got a little bit of purchases. So if there are any other further purchases that people want to make in Pay It Forward, message me during the week. We'll talk in the general chat. We'll figure it out, and then we'll make sure that those are all cleaned out of the way. We'll call it like a 5-day rest. I think it's what it's going to take for Sancho to heal up.
Well, you said we were going to be here for a week for the.
Yeah, so 5 more days.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Tim,
Yeah, what's up?
quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've got Ned working a solid week on tech stuff. Is it possible to earn XP or anything like that doing stuff like that, or do you have to just do it through excavating?
I would say you definitely can earn experience, but it's going to be not leveling up. We'll say that you level the skill up.
Okay. No, that's totally fine.
Yeah, you normally earn money.
He likes that even better.
Work.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't even care about the money. He just wants more skill.
Yeah, and that actually goes towards the skill training chart. Like, so you're like accumulating that over time.
Okay. Cool.
So if you look at like how long it takes to train something at a college, that's what you're looking at, because you're already past the point where you're really going to be going to school for this because your skill level's so high. It's more like you're always expanding and pushing at the edges of what's known and just exposing yourself to more things. And so you're self-educating.
Yep.
It's those initial first like 3 skill points. That's when you need that college, or somebody else to train you. After that,
I want to.
Self-owned.
I want to get some chance to work on my chem tech, because if I get to the max 5, I can build power cells.
Yeah, I'd say that you're probably doing a lot of robotics. You're doing machinery, you're doing chem tech. It's definitely cross discipline. What's going on with that vehicle?
Yep.
And
I definitely want to hit my. I only got a 4 in mechanic. I want to hit the 6 max eventually. So
yeah, and during that time, Nurse as well. He can also hang out at Beth's and get more training time towards his medical skills if he wants to. Or you guys can go down to the gun shop and volunteer and help out and learn gunsmithing.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a community of people that are constantly keeping the wilderness at bay, and they'll take any helping hand. And giving, you're excavators, you're known killers, you're good at what you do. So it's not like they're taking in some waif off the streets and having to educate and feed him. Like, you're paying your own way. So usually people don't have a problem teaching somebody who's, got intelligence, ability, and money.
how much intelligence?
Enough.
What's enough?
We'll say it's enough to know that you don't know everything. That's the best kind of intelligence.
Stud knows he doesn't know everything. He's got a 24 intelligence.
Smartest man in the world, then, is a man who knows he knows nothing.
Yeah, well, Fud's well aware of that. He just knows he can kill a lot of things. That's all he knows.
Sometimes that's all that matters.
Yeah. All right.
All right, kids.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you all have a good day, good evening. Yep. I'll catch you all next week, and we'll correspond inside the Discord and lock in any other things we need. And then I'll build up a next map for tank hunting.
Tank Wars?
Perhaps.
Tank Wars, yep.
Tank hunting, because we need a power supply.
Yep.
Right, so that's Mutant Epoch. You can buy that at drivethrurpg.com. Join us on the Discord down in the description. Everybody have a wonderful day, evening, time, whatever this finds you and you watch it. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.